Hello, good morning, welcome back. It's cooling down quite a bit now, but the sun's still out today, so it's very beautiful. I personally like the air when it's a bit on the cooler side. Seasons are changing. I mean, in life, everything is change. And the only time we can possibly feel anxiety is when you don't want things to change. You've probably heard the saying, be comfortable with the uncomfortable. And in my life, along the whole spiritual journey, it has been one of becoming comfortable in the uncomfortable. And once that happens, so many new opportunities and doors open up to you that were never available to you before. I should say it's not that they weren't available, but you didn't have the courage to seize the opportunities. So in life, everything is always changing. I mean, do you think the trees get upset when their leaves turn yellow? Orange, yellow, red, brown, and then fall off? Does the tree fear this natural change every year? Only humans have the capacity to complain about winter coming. I mean, the green grass is still there, and there are some who already feel upset about the grass leaving and being covered by snow. The snow is not on the ground and they're already in misery about it, complaining about it. And this is the problem when you live your life in time and not in the present moment. Also, a person may be inside their house where it's warm. They might have their favorite meal in front of them, and the moment they look out the window and see the snow or rain, they might feel like they don't want it there. They might feel a little miserable and start complaining about the snow. Oh, I hate winter. But they're inside the warmth of their house. This is living in your head and not in reality. Anxiety, depression, misery, all of these things are only possible when you're living in your head, projecting the past, a past situation, or a future situation that's coming. That's it. Because when you're here, in the very moment, you become one with it. And when one can learn to let go, and it doesn't mean the mind is not going to try, because it's a habit. The mind has this habit of wanting to, or it doesn't want, a mind just has a habit of doing what it does. And we've been conditioned to complain about everything. It's the Western way about things, you know, you just are constantly complaining about this, complaining about that. Western society teaches you to live through your mind and not to live in the moment. I mean, I know winter's coming. I know there's going to be rainy days coming. That car. And I was also thinking, and the reason I was laughing is that the mind would even want to complain about the car. My mind wasn't. Why I was laughing just kind of reminds me that the mind is the source of all your misery, because everything changes at every moment. I'm here filming a video. All of a sudden, that car alarm started to go. So in the past, my mind may had set an expectation that I didn't want that car or any interruption while I was filming. And there was an interruption. At least some people might have thought it was. To me, it was an opportunity, and for me to see my progress. It didn't bother me at all. That's why I laughed. It felt nice, actually. Not that the sound felt nice. It didn't bother me one way or the other. But it was nice to see the progress. Everything changes. So as I was saying earlier, I know the snow is coming. But how does something in the future that's not even here in the moment have this strange ability to have you not enjoy what's right in front of you? The funny thing is with the mind is that it's so noisy. And whether or not you're able to be in the present moment, the mind is still going to do its best. And again, it's not actually doing its best. There's no conscious presence behind the mind that wields it, that turns it when it follows a habit, a negative pattern of anxious thought, worry, complaining. These are all just programs. Like a computer that had been programmed in the past, it's just running a program. So I'm here in the sun, knowing full well the snow is coming, knowing full well it's going to rain another day, knowing full well that this beautiful weather I feel on my hands, the wind, that all of this is going to change. All this beautiful green, it's going to go away. But it doesn't affect me in whatsoever, no way whatsoever. And that's why anxiety doesn't exist for me anymore. Because to live in reality and to be okay with it. And reality is change. When you can live in the knowing that everything changes, everything changes. And if you can be okay with it, if you can live in that knowing and understanding and that let go that everything changes, then so many less things, so much less has the ability to have you worry or any kind of negative emotion. Since you're ready and you know that's the reality, you've accepted it, then you can go with the flow as life changes around you. And then things that you may not like, because a person is still going to have preferences, they become an opportunity for you to use your spiritual practices. Your spiritual, or an opportunity to practice maturing, growing, yourself growing. So in the spiritual sense, maturity is your flowering, growing. And each challenge, things that are against your preferences, is like water. So you become, it waters you, right? You're the soil. could look at it that way if you want. And then that challenge, when used properly, helps you to grow in maturity, in understanding. It helps you to become aligned with the whole. Because the moment you start rejecting anything that's happening to you in the present moment, you then become a separate fragment from the totality of life itself. Imagine if one cell in your body didn't want to participate with what was going on. Well, they have a name for that. It's called cancer. Let that sink in again. Imagine if one cell in your body didn't want to participate with your body, with its happenings. They call that cancer. So what is it that you become when you don't participate in life itself? As above, so below, and vice versa. So there's only change in life. It's the only real thing that is constant. It's the only thing that doesn't change. That everything changes. And when you stop yourself, you resist the changes that are in your present experience, then you become like a cancer. You become something separate from what's happening. You become a separate entity from the whole experience of life and change as it's happening. And that's the disease of the majority of Western society, that it has become a cancerous growth on the planet against the planet itself. It's tried to create its own way to dominate nature instead of participate with nature, and you can see the results of that everywhere. So, what is it that you're participating in? Are you participating in life? As it grows, as it changes, are you growing with life? Using the opportunities that are given to you for your own growth? Or are you resisting it and joining in the collective madness that's destroying the planet? What are you doing with your life? Wherever you are around the world, whatever time it is that you're watching this video, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Peace.